Hey guys, it's here, the 2020 AFL Grand Final. Yes, it took forever to get to this stage, not just because of the season, but because of coronavirus as well, and that delayed the season by quite a while. We didn't even know if we were going to have a Grand Final. It got shifted from the MCG. It's going to be completely different. It's being played at night, but whatever. We've got a Grand Final between two Victorian teams outside of Victoria. Lovely. Anyway, I'm Kevin, and today I'll be tipping who will win the AFL Grand Final. So, it's Richmond versus Geelong, as you all know, at the Gabba at 6:30 on a Saturday night. Although, the national anthem, I'm not sure, it might be played just before sunset. I don't know. I don't know what the sunset times are over there. I'm not entirely sure. Now, I apologise in advance. This is probably not as in-depth as you guys were hoping it probably would be, but I've got school exams on at the moment. I'm just having to study and do all sorts of things. So, yeah, I'm just doing this pretty quickly. But in terms of the stats, Richmond tend to win on opposition turnovers, it seems. They tend to score on opposition turnovers. Geelong, it seems like they like to play from stoppages. At least it was the case last week anyway. They scored about 17, 18 shots from stoppages. So that's the kind of stats that will decide the two. Both have got a lot of experience on their team. Richmond's got the edge in terms of grand final experience, given that they've played in 2 out of the last 3 grand finals. As for Geelong, only about 5 of them remain from that 2011 side that won the premiership. So in that logic, you'd probably expect Richmond to come up, as they know the grand final pressure. But there's a but here, okay? Richmond played a very, very hard game against Port Adelaide. I mean, it was one of the most brutal and hard-fought contests of the year. They hardly just scraped over the line against Port Adelaide. As for Geelong, they absolutely dominated Brisbane from start to finish. They were never really in doubt. They weren't really out of control at any point, really. And I feel like that is why Geelong is going to win, because they don't have as much fatigue as Richmond. Richmond will be coming in slightly fatigued. And we know how teams go when they have a hard-fought performance. Just look at last year. Look, it's going to be a pretty tight game. I'm thinking only a 2-goal game. I think the midfield is going to decide a lot of it. I mean, you've got Dangerfield and Dustin Martin. They'll be in the midfield at parts and then up forward. So they'll be having some impact on the scoreboard. Gary Ablett will be hoping to get a win in his final game. But I think the game will be decided in the midfield. And actually the accuracy of each team. Because this is where Geelong could fall apart, in my opinion. Is they haven't been accurate in the last few weeks. The Tomahawk's off. Some of their other players are off in terms of goal kicking, while Richmond have been relatively accurate, so that will keep them in there. Defensively, both sides have done pretty well. Geelong were actually clearing a lot of balls out very effectively. I watched against Brisbane. Brisbane would try and send it into their forward 50, and Geelong would just mark, or if there was a drop ball, Geelong would just go out and kick it out back into the midfield. As for Richmond, they would be struggling to get it out of the Powers forward 50 for long periods of the game. So I think this is my opinion. Pretty even in the midfield, although I think Geelong has the edge, the star power edge, with Selwood, Dangerfield in there, and a few others in there, like the rising stars of Menegola and Guthrie. While I also think that Geelong's also got the edge in the defence, it's going to be the forward line where Geelong might stuff up. But overall, Richmond will come into this game relatively fatigued after a brutal contest against Port Adelaide, and they weren't even at their best, in my opinion. As for Geelong, they absolutely dominated Brisbane start to finish, and if they bring that version of them, then I think Geelong will see off Richmond by 12 points. So I hope you like the 2020 AFL tipping series. I've made some subtle changes here and there. I hope you all liked it though. It's been a pleasure servicing you, actually going through my tips with all of you viewers, and thanks for tuning in. It's been a pleasure and a help to me, seeing all you guys tuning in and getting a couple hundred views, and that's kept me going, kept me motivated to upload on this channel, so thanks for that. Anyway, I hope you like this video. Please subscribe to check out some of my AFL content. I'll be doing some off-season content once my exams are completed. I'll be doing some off-season content on this channel. That'll be about in a month, less than a month's time. Please comment what you think of this series and this video down below. And who do you think will win the AFL Grand Final? Check out my other videos, and I will see you whenever. Goodbye.